What's the haps, folks? This is Professor App here with a Let's Play of The Wolf Among Us. Last time we continued our life in Fabled Town, and we began the final episode of the game, which is called Cry Wolf, I think it was. And at the very beginning we went to the Crooked Man's lair, which is what happened at the end of the fourth episode. And we decided to have a chat with the Crooked Man to try and convince him to come with us. Obviously that didn't go out that one as well, to be honest. I wasn't really expecting it to go that way without a fight. The one thing we did learn though is that it turns out that it was in fact Georgie who actually killed both Faith and Lily. Doesn't quite know exactly why yet. He did say that it was because the Crooked Man told him to do it, or like he would have done something to him, probably would have killed him, I'm guessing. I think he said that they were trying to leave or something, leave town, I think that's what it was, and the Crooked Man didn't like that, so he ordered Georgie to kill them. So that's what he did, and we ended up having to have a fight between all the Crooked Man's minions, which resulted in the Crooked Man and Bloody Mary escaping while I chased after Georgie and Vivian. And then when I confronted them at the pudding and pie, it turns out that the reason why that they're unable to talk is because of the ribbons around the neck, which is what we mentioned. But the source of that power is because of Vivian herself, and it turns out she's what's called the girl with the ribbon. I don't know if that was an actual fairy tale or a story which was told before, but it turns out that she also has a ribbon around her neck, and if you take it off then it kills her essentially, and that they did essentially put the same spell on each of the girls working at the pudding and pie. And then the only way to save them is if Vivian took the ribbon off around her neck. And it was quite a really disturbing moment where she just took the ribbon off her neck and essentially her head just came off. It's like the ribbon itself was keeping her head attached to her body, essentially. It wasn't really decapitating her at all, it was essentially keeping it on her body, which was quite weird and quite disturbing, I must say. And then we ended up having to put Georgie out of his misery because he was mortally wounded from his fight with Big B, so we ended up having to kill Georgie ourselves. But before he died, Georgie did tell us where to find the Crooked Man. He's gone to this mill or something, or this factory. So we followed him there. We end up having quite a long battle with Bloody Mary, and she reveals her true form, which is this weird demon covered in glass shards sticking out of her, which again was quite gruesome. A lot of gruesome things in this game, isn't there? And we had our fight with Bloody Mary, and Big B actually revealed his very final form, his true wolf form, which is essentially just a giant wolf. Now I've got to say that is a proper wolf, not this sort of half human, half wolf, like Bigfoot sort of thing that we've been seeing in the past. And he actually turns into a real giant wolf, and it was quite imposing, but it was also quite cool, I must say. And he also has the power of wind because he just huff and puffs and blows them away. So he ends up defeating Bloody Mary. I'm not sure if this is the end of Bloody Mary or not. I don't know. We didn't actually see Bloody Mary herself die or something. I mean, she had we did see her die, but they were all different copies of her. So I don't know. Is Bloody Mary actually still out there? I wonder if that's the case, and the Bloody Mary might show up again at the end of this. So after defeating Bloody Mary, went to fight the Crooked Man, and we had a confrontation with him. And we essentially decided we had the option to either kill him or take him in to be tried. And I decided to go on Snow's word and try to bring him in alive so we can put him on trial. Though I'm not sure how well this is going to go down, because I get the feeling the Crooked Man's going to use some way to manipulate whatever trial he's going to have they'll let him go free. I get the feeling that a lot of the people in Fabletown actually like the Crooked Man, want him to still want him around because they think the people at the business office aren't looking after them. Maybe that's how it was going to happen. They might end up siding with the Crooked Man in the end. Plus, there's also the fact that he didn't actually kill Faith and Lily himself. That was Georgie. So we can't really triumph for that because he wasn't the actual the one who actually did the deed. I mean, he could be considered an accomplice to murder, or co-conspirator, but I don't know if we'll have any evidence to support that. But I suppose we will find out soon enough. But before we do that, let's just quickly check the extra. I don't know if I checked my player choice last time. Okay, so what did you do to Georgie? You and 68.6% of players killed Georgie. Did you give the Crooked Man a trial? You and 89.6% of players brought the Crooked Man back alive. Yeah, so again, most of the majority in that case. Alright, let's move on to the final episode again. I might possibly finish the episode this time, but we'll soon see, won't we? So let's get started on the final episode again, episode 5, Cry Wolf. Let's see how this is going to go down.
I know.
Witching Well Chamber, the wooden building.
Are you fucking kidding me?
When is this thing happening?
Are we sure he's coming?
Yes, you'll have an opportunity to...
Oh, here he is.
He's back.
The Crooked Man.
Thank God.
Everyone's here.
Motherfucker.
Are you okay?
He's alright.
It's been hours. We were worried you'd run into some trouble. At the Crooked Man's place.
Oh, he did.
He didn't make it easy.
What happened?
It doesn't matter. He's here. We got
I'm
him.
gonna tell him he
We can
killed
talk about it
Georgie.
later. You did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that...
Quick correction there.
I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
Just about, yeah.
About time you showed up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking well.
Yes, what are you waiting for?
You killed Lily!
She was my sister.
Could
What do
you?
you have to say for
Where the
yourself?
fuck do you get off?
Poor
You
girls.
think you have the right
And
to
what
just
about
do this
Faith?
to
What could
people?
they have
You're a
done to
fucking
deserve
crook!
This.
He didn't do it though.
Shithole.
Everyone, can I have your attention?
That's the thing, he didn't
Thank you
do
all
it.
for coming here on such short notice. I know normally we'd schedule a formal hearing, but considering the circumstances, I thought it best if we do this as soon as possible. The Crooked Man is charged with the murder
As
of
I
Faith
already
and...
informed your sheriff, it was Mr. Georgie Porgy who killed those women, not me.
What? It was Georgie?
Georgie.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Miss White, but I thought it would be unwise to proceed with such faulty information.
Georgie may have killed them, but you made the call.
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister?
Yep.
Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yes, Sheriff. Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
He's dead.
Is he still out there?
I sincerely hope not. Well, where is he?
Sheriff?
Don't worry about it. It's done.
Justice has already been dispatched. Bigby executed him.
He's... what?
Dead.
So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no
That
need
doesn't
for
change
this.
anything. We'll deal with it later, but right now, you're the one I'm concerned with.
You called the shots. Georgie made that perfectly clear.
In which case, you still have a lot to answer for.
I
And
was
I
told
don't...
I would be allowed to speak.
We have to read the rest of the charges.
What other charges?
If you'd wait a moment.
I'm well
I'll
aware
let,
of my rights.
I'll let Snow finish.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
Got it?
If you insist.
You are charged with the murder of Faith and Lily, which Georgie carried out on your order, inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf,
Twice.
A misunderstanding.
aiding and providing monetary support for the forced prostitution at the Pudding and Pie. Additionally, you are charged with multiple counts of fraud, extortion, racketeering, and the illegal possession and sale of magical artifacts.
What did the
Now,
Raptor
is there
do?
anything you would like to say?
What's he gonna
First
say?
of all, I had nothing to do with Faith and Lily, so you can strike that one from your little record book.
Bullshit! Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're
Come on,
involved.
it's obvious.
And there's all the other crap he's done.
I know you're responsible. You've been behind all of this from the beginning. So cut the shit.
We all know who you are. We know what you've
Just
done.
give it up already.
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government and, most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where it
well.
fucking belongs.
That's
So
right.
let's get
But
on
we
with it
promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself, and I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You're
fuck?
really going
This
to
is
let him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to start doing things correctly. No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We are going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it.
It's altruism. What's he gonna say then?
Ridiculous.
Well,
You have the floor.
what do you have to say for yourself?
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother.
Oh,
Are you gonna
jeez.
get to your point or what?
Georgie was working for me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women.
You sure?
It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered two of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This
the
is such
fucking
bullshit!
truth.
Georgie seemed pretty convinced he didn't have a say in the matter.
He clearly misunderstood my intention.
Really?
Sure.
I would never authorize such an act.
Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly, please.
Tell them, Bigby. When you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful?
No.
I answered your questions. I was willing to cooperate.
What's he talking about?
Helpful isn't the word I would use.
My comrades are another matter, and I'm sorry for the predicament they put you in. They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end. They do it because they want to protect me, as I've protected them. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything. You might even give up an innocent man, just to save someone.
What's he talking about?
I really hope you're going somewhere with this.
Or they're considering, they're thinking he's right, isn't it?
I can appreciate that. Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that, hired help. I see some of them are here among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was.
What about Lily? She wasn't free. She wasn't given a choice. Do you really think she wanted... that any of those girls wanted their lives like that?
I'm sorry, Holly. I'm sorry that your sister asked me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my better judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Right, and you kept them in debt so they couldn't leave.
Yeah. That's what you did to us. How you kept us all
You
in
forget
line.
it was not me who put you in that position.
Oh
You
no.
all act like I'm some kind of tyrant. When your government abandoned you, left you poor and helpless,
I knew it.
sniveling on street corners, I was there to look out
I
for
knew
you.
he'd do this.
Yes, but...
Wasn't I?
We didn't abandon anyone. We've been trying to help them.
Really? What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homeland.
We spared a tree, though.
Matters, anyway. With nowhere else to turn, she came to me for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back, and in turn we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours. Because I helped her, she was able to make a living, provide for herself. And what did they do?
She wanted my tree destroyed, but Bigby refused.
Yep.
You were gonna burn her tree? Snow, why would you want that?
Is that true? I know what you're doing, and it's not gonna work. You can't manipulate us or these people. We're not here to talk
Oh,
about
we're
this.
not?
Bigby just
This
means
is
that-
important, and I'm glad it's being talked
I knew he'd do
You
this.
know why I asked him to destroy your tree. You were working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
It wasn't her fault.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and you hated him for wanting to fuck you, and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it. It had nothing to do with a Crooked Man.
We've made some mistakes. I've made some mistakes. But believe me, I truly want what's best for this town. And that may not always be clear right away. But I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you.
Wonder if this is gonna
And
work.
so does the sheriff.
Yeah, right.
I can't promise you perfection. No one can. But I can promise to always have your best interests at heart.
Maybe you haven't noticed, but we've been doing all this to protect you. We're trying to stop people like him.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you. Exploiting your hope for a better life. You would go to him for help, and he would take that weakness and add it to his strength.
Do you really think the Crooked Man cared about you? He just cared about your money. He cares about your obedience.
Yep. He's panicking now.
They're right.
You're all still afraid of him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over.
Even Blue
And
Beard's on
those
our
girls
side.
will have their justice.
Very good, very good. The sentiment is surely appreciated, Miss White. But it doesn't disguise the fact that these accusations are completely unfounded. The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the...
Georgie was working for you. Bigby got a confession
A confession that nobody heard. Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke. Especially given Bigby's history.
What are you talking about?
Snow?
And what about your history? All you've done to this fucking town?
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Maybe he's... I mean, this doesn't feel right, how we're doing this.
What? What's going on?
Of course it's right. This man tormented all of you for profit. Georgie
Let me
killed
just
him.
make sure I understand you. You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did because he was working for me at the time, yes?
Yes.
Of course! Yes, you're responsible.
If I'm to blame for Georgie's mistakes, shouldn't Miss White be held accountable for Bigby's actions as well?
Uh-oh.
Like what?
How about the way he treated poor Tweedledee when he was in your custody? He was beaten to mashed apples while under your watch.
Under my watch.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that go?
You can't be serious.
That was different.
What? You think you shouldn't be held accountable?
Snow had nothing to do with it. We all thought she was dead.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection.
Protection from you, maybe.
You're right, dear. Crane was in charge. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
That's enough.
So, you won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for mine.
This is completely different.
I
We all...
did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened. Georgie killed Faith and Lily. End of story. They want to scapegoat me for their own tangled ends, but they refuse to answer for their own
This
crimes.
isn't right.
Oh, please.
This isn't the point.
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
Listen, I
The
know...
laws apply when we need them to.
Bluebeard, please.
That's
I
not
mean, a
true.
certain level of privilege should be afforded to...
To who?
This is how it's always been.
Yes. See, this is exactly to what I'm speaking. We lashed our ropes to this diseased world, and ever since, which one of us has been there for you? Who filled your lives with the promise of more? Who was there while they idly played in their towers?
I'm really wondering how I'm going to be able to turn this around
Treating you as
properly.
mindless children, too stupid to command your own destiny. Without me, who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear citizens? Who will protect you from the big bad wolf? Who will be the...
Bigby? Miss White!
What's wrong? Didn't expect to see her.
I wanted to make sure I had the chance to say something.
Is the ribbon going to come off?
Take a moment to catch your breath. Little
What's
one.
she doing here?
I'd like to... I need to say something.
We're kind of in the middle of something.
Bluebeard.
Of course. Go right ahead.
She's going to try and say something and then she'll
Probably
die.
don't remember me. I don't know why I was afraid to come
My
here.
dear, I don't
Just
know
shut up. You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't say a word about it because of these damn ribbons. But
Here we
you know
go.
what? Now it's my turn to talk.
Vivian's dead now, so the
I
spells...
found Vivian's body.
Yeah. The spell's broke because Vivian's
Did
dead.
he kill her? Did he?
No.
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Be quiet.
We need to establish some order here.
Vivian wanted you freed from the ribbons. She took her own life.
I'm sorry, I don't...
You're in trouble now.
Narissa! My name is Narissa.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily.
That's a lie.
I was in the goddamn room when he did it. Faith and Lily are dead because of you. The only two people who ever gave a damn about me.
And this just confirms it.
He made Georgie do it. It was always
Here we go.
him. Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so. Ever.
You're going to take the word of a stupid...
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Yep.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She saw it firsthand.
He's guilty.
Good enough for me?
Me too.
So that's it, right?
Calm down the witching well.
No, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
What do you mean?
He's gotta pay for what he did.
Listen to yourselves!
You're all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next. So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat. This is how you want to repay all I've done for you?
What, you take two people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free after this.
What did you expect to happen here? You're getting what you deserve.
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill anybody. We can imprison him. Lock him up forever. Somewhere he can never hurt anyone again.
How can we be sure he won't escape?
I can help. We'll use magic.
That's not good enough.
Maybe
There will
she
be
has
more
a point.
if he isn't
Hasn't
stopped.
there been enough
I don't give a
bloodshed
shit.
So we
already?
get rid
It's
of
too
him.
dangerous.
Get him out of here.
We can send him
Everyone,
away.
listen up!
I was gonna say, I was just talking over each
Clearly,
other.
we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment. So I think
This is going nowhere.
someone needs to make a decision.
Who?
I hope you aren't suggesting yourself.
Why not?
What about a vote?
What do you think this is?
Everyone, calm down.
Look, Snow should decide what we do with him. She's gonna be the deputy mayor.
But she's not the deputy mayor yet.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
That makes sense to me.
I guess it does.
Oh no.
Fine.
Are you sure? This isn't how
It's what the people want, Miss White.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Okay, what do I do?
Just do what you think is right.
What do we do here? Is there a right choice for this?
Do what you think is right.
Teach him a fucking lesson.
No.
He has to
We
die.
can lock him
Just
away.
fucking get rid of him.
Not this way.
Oh, flip, too slow there. A bit too slow there. Quick. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do I punch him or what?
I hope you all remember this moment. Think of me when you try to sleep.
Finish it, Sheriff.
Please, we can still.
End it already.
Let's do it, come on. Fabled Town, remember that.
You said you had a way to keep him from hurting people.
Wait, you
After
can't
what
be
he's
serious.
done, you just gonna put him in prison?
This isn't the way, Sheriff.
You're doing the right thing.
Yes, there's a way.
That was close. I thought he was going to take me down with him.
Do it.
I was a bit scared there. I thought the Crooked Man was going to pull Bigby down with him. The north wind blows. That's like Bigby's father, isn't it? The north wind. The wooden luxury apartments. One day later. He's very tired. That was quite clever because obviously now Vivian was dead. The spell on each of the girls was broken, so they could then they could testify against him. Not sure you should smoke in there. Is that him? Oh, it's Flycatcher.
Not what I was expecting. Morning, Crooked Man.
Thought so.
He's got a sharp tongue. I thought it would be better for everyone if he parted with it.
Thanks, Greenleaf.
Let's just call it even.
Hey, Sheriff. Are you gonna come see the truck off? We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Sending people going over to the farm. Sending people like Colin and Toad.
This fucking line.
Jackhorn, isn't it? Tiny Tim, Grendel.
Oh, Mr. Wolf, Flycatcher left his keys.
Well, let's take them then.
Is everything okay? You look...
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this.
What's happening?
We'll talk later, okay?
Is everything alright?
Good morning, Miss White.
You're late.
What's going to happen now? So I guess Flycatcher did end up having a job at the business office then. After working for the Tweedles. Yellow brick roadhouse, I see that reference to Wizard of Oz. Off they go to the farm then.
I'm going! Jesus!
We only have like 5 minutes.
Then carry me for fuck's sake! I don't give a shit! You forgot these.
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Morning, Sheriff. Nice fucking day. Shit! Just go grab that, would you? How are you, holding up? I know this isn't ideal for you.
Doesn't even want to look at him.
Come on, Colin.
I'm walking, all right? Calm down.
Colin's going too.
Wait! Sheriff Bigby! I have something.
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
I do feel sorry for
Can you
TJ.
give this to Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so if you could bring it to her, she was nice.
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best.
One of his insects or something, yeah.
It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool, because when they're little, they have these pouches that squirt juice at you if you touch them.
I'm sure she'll love it.
She said it was pretty.
TJ, remember that.
That's everybody.
Like I said, I do feel sorry for
Like
him.
at the farm. I've heard ogres live there, and they eat people in their sleep sometimes.
God, I hope not.
Do we have to go? I want to stay here.
Well, we don't have a choice anymore. I'm sorry, TJ, but look on the bright side, okay? There's plenty of space to run around, and a nice river nearby so you can swim all you want.
Even in daytime?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the Monday seeing you. It'll be nice. Come on, it won't be so bad.
Have you been there before?
No, some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves, so you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, TJ.
Poor TJ. Like I say, he doesn't deserve this. It's not his fault. His dad's a bit of an arse.
I wish I could come visit you up at the farm.
Yeah, well, too bad everybody up there hates you. Maybe if you do bad enough here, they'll ban you from Fabletown too. Then we can go on the run together. You can show me around the Carpathians or something.
That's not happening, Colin.
Maybe.
You got another one of those? How about a smoke for the road? One last time?
I'll give him the pack.
Thanks, Bigby. Always a gentleman, aren't you, Bigby?
I tried to be.
I guess I'll see you around. Stay out of trouble, okay? If you even can.
I'll try.
Yeah, me too.
Grandmaster Librarian. Oh, my
Saying goodbye?
There's Narissa. I wonder what she's up to now.
Hi.
Hi.
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I am. It's not easy to forget. I know it seems like I should be able to. It's just...
It's okay. I get it.
Don't want to try and pull off just in case.
Listen, I came here because I have to tell you something.
What's that?
What is it?
It's about what happened to Faith and Lily.
Okay.
I'm not sure where to start. Faith, Lily, and I, we had this plan. We were gonna find a way out. Leave the pudding and pie for good. But then Faith decided to get some leverage. She stole a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the Crooked Man's allies. If he found out...
And that's why he killed
I
them.
had no choice. You have to understand. You've seen how they kept us quiet in that place. Can you imagine the lengths they go just to silence someone who had physical evidence?
Wait, did you tell them or something?
Marissa, what did you do?
I freaked out, okay?
Did you tell them?
I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the Crooked Man to leave us alone. We could just forget the whole thing. Maybe try again in a few years.
You just did tell them.
So I told him everything. And I begged for mercy for all of us. I didn't want anyone to die over a picture.
You were just trying to protect them.
Yeah. Georgie promised he'd smooth things over with the Crooked Man.
It didn't work out.
But then... Oh, God.
What happened? Can you tell me anything else?
Wasn't expecting this, I must say.
I don't know what happened, but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed. He had to make an example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie
killed it?
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the Crooked Man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
But it wasn't the truth, was it?
What does it matter? I know the Crooked Man did it. So what if it wasn't the whole truth? It was true enough.
Was it for the best?
I guess it worked out in the end.
So she lied about
Can't hold
that
that
then?
against you.
I know he ordered their deaths. I wasn't gonna let him get away with it because of a stupid technicality.
Yeah.
Especially after. That night, after Faith, I tried to warn Lily, but she wasn't with her scheduled appointment. So I did the only thing I could do. I left Faith's head at your doorstep.
Oh.
You?
To get him to
I walked
investigate.
her over here, and I left her, just hoping that maybe if I couldn't save them.
So, that piece of fabric I found near there, that was you?
Yeah, I cut my leg trying to get over the
Oh,
fence.
so that's what that was. I remember that.
So you started all this.
I just pointed you in the right direction. People like us get forgotten all the time. The Crooked Man was counting on that.
Hoping that we wouldn't
suffer.
notice, yeah.
We do it in silence, and the world likes it that way. We just fade, like we never existed. I couldn't watch that happen to Faith or Lily. Nobody cares about us. Not really.
It's going to be different now, I promise. Things like that won't happen anymore.
I hope so.
You'll make things right. You and Snow.
I don't know. It seems like no matter what I do, it's just not enough for her, or anyone. I just can't win with these people.
I know it might feel that way, but they need you, Bigby. Both of you. You two make a good team. The way you look out for each other, and look out for us. You don't see that a lot these days.
I don't really know where we stand anymore. Things are just different.
Huh. Things are always different. Look,
I guess that's true.
after everything you've done for us, maybe they don't want to admit it, but without you, none of this would have happened. You listened when no one else would. You knew when to show mercy, and you brought justice to this town. Finally.
I hope so.
Because you brought the Crooked Man in, everyone saw who he really was. So from where I'm standing, you did the right thing. You've been given this job for a reason. And I left Faith at your doorstep because I knew if anyone stood a chance against the Crooked Man, it was you.
I hope I've at least done some good here.
And hopefully more harm,
You've
more
changed
good
this
than harm.
place. For better or worse, Fabletown wouldn't be the same without you.
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Faith said the same thing, didn't she? In the first episode.
I need to tell you something. I have to tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me. You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too.
Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little Mermaid.
Did Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about Faith?
He said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for.
What do I do here? Just let it go, I guess. I don't know what that was about. Oh well. Back to work then.
I'll see you around, Wolf.
Is that the end? Guess that was the end then, yeah. End of the game, end of episode 5, end of everything. Until we get round to making Wolf Among Us 2, which I think is still being made, so player choices. How do you punish the Crooked Man? You and 47.4% of players chose to imprison the Crooked Man. As opposed to cutting his head off or pushing him down the well, I guess. Did you accept TJ's gift for Snow? You and 98.5% of players decided to accept TJ's gift. Thought so. And what were your last words to Narissa? You and 54.8% of players said, I hope I've done some good here. Alright, that's fair enough. Is that every special stat? You lied to him after seeing Beauty outside the apartment. Beauty, that was Beast. Beauty, you promised her you wouldn't tell Beast that you saw her outside the apartment. Bluebeard. You fought him after the interrogation. Okay, didn't see much of him. Butcher, you offered him protection at the business office. Colin, you gave him a drink when he asked for one in your apartment and you sent Colin to the farm. Crooked Man, you took him back to the witching well and you imprisoned him. All different choices, I guess. Faith, you gave her money after the fight with the woodsman. Grendel, you drank with Gren after Lily's funeral. Snow, you brought her along with you to the trip trap. You promised to bring the Crooked Man back alive. Tiny Tim, you chose to wait for him. And TJ, you accepted his beetle and promised to give it to Snow. Okay. I'm guessing that's the end, is it? Yeah, it looks like that's the end of The Wolf Among Us. See if there's anything after the credits. Don't think there will be, but I'll just wait and see. Continue the story. Pick up a graphic novel today. So that's the original Fables comic, is it? Yes, that's what I was saying. Because this is a prequel, isn't it? I think so. This takes place after, before all the comics that have been released so far. I think that's the case. So, you want more of Wolf Among Us? Try the comic. Bit of product placement there. Okay, yes, that's the Wolf Among Us. Let's just quickly check the extras. I think check trophies. And I've got I think I've got some Book of Fables as well. I need to look at. Chapter 5, complete episode. Unlock all Book of Fables entries in episode 5. Okay, that's everything there. Let's have a quick look at these Book of Fables. Okay, so what's this one here? So we have Fabletown Justice. When a criminal is captured in Fabletown, the traditional procedure is to hold a formal hearing in front of the community or concerned parties. However, exceptions are often made to expedite the process. In reality, there aren't any hard and fast rules for these types of situations, and the extent to which policies are upheld can depend on who is being charged. So there's actually no written law to say you have to have a trial, essentially. A new order, Snow White in charge. With Crane out of the picture, Mayor Cole has officially appointed Snow White as the Director of Operations and Deputy Mayor in his absence. I wonder what he's up to, Mayor Cole. I'm guessing he's meant to be Old King Cole from the nursery rhyme. I think that's what he's meant to be a reference to, but I haven't seen him at all. I wonder where he is. Many would say this promotion is a long time coming, since she was instrumental in the establishment of Fabletown and personally ensured that many fables made it to the New World safely. She's also been doing the work of Deputy Mayor unofficially for years. Yeah, doing a lot better job than Crane, I can tell you that. Sheriff Bigby. After fleeing the homelands, Bigby Wolf spent many years wandering through Europe. With a fabled colony quickly developing in the New World, Snow White and Feathertop tracked down the wolf and offered him passage to Fabletown. He agreed, and Snow cut him with a lycanthropy-stained knife to give him the power to change to human form at will. Bigby became sheriff of Fabletown under King Cole's administration, but because of his violent past, many Fables didn't trust him, and he was banned from ever setting foot on the farm. To this day, he struggles to redeem himself in the eyes of the community. Okay, so it's not actually wearing a glamour then, that's actually what he has an ability just to physically turn into a human then. So he's one of those people who's not wearing a glamour. Interesting. I always thought he was wearing a glamour all this time. I can see there are some here, like some thing like Book of Fable Entries I haven't unlocked, but I think I have to like go back and like try different options in the story. But so that's officially the end of The Wolf Among Us. My overall thoughts on the game. So overall, yeah, I did enjoy this game. I thought it was a very engaging story. I thought it did keep me engaged for quite a while. I will say I wasn't feeling it so much at first. Like at the very beginning, I thought the beginning was a bit slow, and it took a while for me to like feel engaged. But I think at the point when I became really interested was when actually the murder happened. I think that was when things started to really interest me in that regard. Yeah, I liked most of the characters in this game, although I did find to be fairly iffy people. Like there aren't that many good people in this game, are there? Apart from maybe Snow White, but even she has her moments. Yeah, but I think they're all like interesting and engaging, but even though like I said, they're not exactly good people in general. Like I mean, I'm not just counting like say the villains, but a lot of people like Toad and Beauty and Beast, and even Bigby himself can be. Have their flaws, but again, that just makes them feel quite interesting characters in overall, doesn't it? Also, I don't know if this is the case, but I felt like in this game in particular, I felt like the choices I made in this game actually felt like they had a lot more of an impact on the story compared to the other Telltale game I played, which was Batman. I feel like the story does change a lot more in this one compared to what I did with Batman, but I don't know if that is the case, but it just felt they had a bit more meaning in this game. Like I said, I do think that some of like the more traditional point and click stuff still feels a bit like superfluous and doesn't really add much to the game. I do remember like in some of the earlier episodes you can actually have an inventory where you can like pick up items and then you can use them like later on down the line. But I felt that was basically dropped to something like between the third or fourth episode. I don't really remember having to use any items at all like after that. I wish they carried that on because it would help feel like you're making feel like it's like having to help work some of it out for yourself. I don't know what's going to happen in the sequel. I know there is definitely a sequel being made, but I don't know when it's going to come out. And I think this game came out in 2013, I think it was. And that's like over 8 years ago since then, so it might be a while before the sequel comes out. It might even be over 10 years. We'll just have to wait and see. Yes, overall, I think on the whole, I think I preferred this game over to the Batman, which is the first Telltale game I played, and the only Telltale game apart from this one that I've played. I mean, just because I thought that, like I said, one, I felt like my choices had like more of an impact on the story, and I thought the story itself was a bit more engaging. I don't know if that was because I wasn't really as familiar with the characters at the moment, because I felt with Batman, it just felt like more like your typical, like say, Batman story. I didn't feel like it did that much different in that regard, if that makes sense. Whereas this one, because I'm not as familiar with the Fabled comics, I don't really know what exactly happens in them and what it's about. I guess that because of that unfamiliarity, that might have made me feel like I'll feel more engaged and a bit unaware of what's going to happen. But anyway, yes. So that's the end of The Wolf Among Us, and I'm hoping to start another series at some point. Hopefully you'll all look forward to that. I'm also hoping to get around to doing a Ukulele Impossible Lair as well. That's probably going to take a bit of time before I can get that finished, just because I'm on a bit of a tough part here, as you may have expected. But we'll finish that next time, and like I say, hopefully soon we'll be moving on to another series, and I look forward to starting on a new journey whenever I see you again. And anyway, if you like this video, then please give it a like. If you're not already subscribed, it really does help me out to get my channel known. If you want to see more content like this, like similar content to The Wolf Among Us, or if you have any suggestions what other games I should play in the future, then please leave a comment in the comment section below. And until next time, folks, bye.